What's up everyone? Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Today we're taking a look at Bitcoin and its recent price action, and make sure to watch the video till the end for a price prediction for the short and the long term as well. We would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and turn on bell notifications as well. We're posting 4 videos per day, so come back every day for daily updates and analysis. And make sure to comment down below for your chance to win a hardware wallet in our new monthly giveaway. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment to be eligible. It seems as though YouTube is currently suppressing crypto content, so make sure to come back every day and check for daily updates, as notifications aren't currently being sent out. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description. Before we begin, we'd just like to say thank you so much to all of you for your support. You're all amazing. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. So as you can see, Bitcoin recently has been on a very nice little upturn, as we can quite clearly see. Recently we did get this A, B, C wave, basically bouncing off these lows here at around 31,000, which was very, very nice to see. A lot of people have been pointing to the wick-off distribution recently, and this is something that this chart potentially could give credence to when you take a look at this chart in comparison to the wick-off. As you can see, we did actually wick all the way back up here to around $33,000 here, and we didn't actually go below this level until basically we broke out of this flag that we were making here, basically this little formation that everyone was pointing to for a long period of time. And basically once we broke to the downside, everyone thought, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to the zero, the bull run is over, we're going all the way down. Potentially people are doing stuff like this where they're basically saying, oh, Bitcoin's at least going to come down and come down to these like 24,000 levels once we break down from here. Gonna test this like 25,000 level here, but obviously this did not play out at all how people expected. A lot of people were saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to zero, etc., but actually what we got was we pretty much bounced perfectly off of this wick here, where we wicked down to before at around 31,000, and then immediately in the day after this we got a very nice pump up to the upside, which is obviously really nice to see. We got around a 24% gain in the day that followed this little drop to the downside. And it's pretty interesting that this happened, because obviously everyone was banking the entirety of the bull run, saying, oh yeah, we'll definitely break to the upside, things are going to be totally fine. And then when we broke to the downside, the sentiment in the market was probably at an all-time low, in my opinion. From what we could tell anyway, it seemed like everyone was like, this is over. Bitcoin's basically going to break down from here again. There's no way it's going to hold these levels. It's going to go down. And what actually happened was we formed an actual candle that bounced pretty much perfectly down in and around here. We got a wick that bounced pretty much identically perfectly again off of this 31 level, and then bounced to the upside, as we can see. But we did actually make, in terms of wicks here, we actually made this lower low. And when you look at the wick off distribution, which is what we were referring to, you could actually say that this was potentially the spring that a lot of people have been looking for, where Bitcoin basically makes a lower low before it actually has the move to the upside again. And this could potentially be it. We're not saying that this could be guaranteed, because obviously with technical analysis, we're all just inferring what we can from the data that we're seeing. But from what we can tell, it seems as though Bitcoin has been performing very well in the past week or so, as we can quite clearly see. It's actually been forming this A, B, C wave to the upside, which is very nice to see. And we're actually back up at around 40k, which is really nice. Obviously, showing that Bitcoin does still have a lot of demand, because we're in this kind of weird period at the minute where it seems as though the technicals and the fundamentals for Bitcoin aren't aligning. In terms of the sentiment in the market, everyone's extremely bearish. But when you look at some of the actual fundamentals, I mean, El Salvador has fully adopted Bitcoin now as a sovereign currency, and it seems as though other countries are going to follow suit. It seems as though India and China might be U-turning finally again on their supposed bans of cryptocurrency, and now it seems as though that they may be actually making them into actual asset classes that can be regulated. So there's so much bullish news coming out, along with loads of FUD, and there's just a lot of uncertainty and a lot of swirling kind of narratives in the market right now, which I think is causing a lot of the chop and sideways action that we're seeing. But obviously from a technicals perspective, we have seemed very bearish for a long while, and it was actually only a few days ago where we fully broke out of this basically this descending resistance here, the top of this flag that we've been painting, that has actually been we've actually been stuck under for some time. As you can see quite clearly here, we've been stuck under this, and we've been retesting it, and we actually only just got the breakout here But this is obviously much more bullish for Bitcoin. This is something we wanted to see. And as you can see, obviously, as we said, when we broke to the downside here, everyone thought that things were going down, that we were going to go and test these mid 25k levels for Bitcoin. But what actually happened was we got the nice spring, and we actually came back inside of this bull flag, bull pennant, you could say, that we've been painting here. We actually got another fake out to the downside. This was off the G7 summit, I believe. There was just a sell-off because of the general, basically there was a bearish sentiment surrounding the G7 summit that happened over the previous weekend. And we actually got this little sell-off to the downside. But then obviously there were some tweets by some people who will remain nameless. And essentially the price actually got a really nice bump up. And then we finally broke out of this resistance here, which is obviously very, very bullish, we think, for Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart here. We usually use the 1-hour chart, but we think the 4 hours a bit cleaner for just showing what we're describing today. So we're feeling pretty good about Bitcoin right now, if we're honest. We actually played out this perfect dubious looking inverse head and shoulder, which we outlined on our channel here. And we did say if we break this neckline here, and it will hold on, let me just make this a bit clearer. We've got this neckline here and this very dubious looking head and shoulders. And we said if basically if Bitcoin breaks out of this neckline here, which it did look as though it may be forming the head and shoulders, as you can see, this is the first shoulder, and then this is the second shoulder. So it pretty much formed this pretty perfectly. There's a very nice little shoulder line here, and then we've got on our neckline here, and we did say this coincided really nicely with the potential breakout of this resistance as well. So as we can see, we actually we basically broke out of both of these resistances at the same time. We got a very nice little pump to the upside, and we broke past a number of resistances that we were looking to break. And we've basically started flipping the trend because, as you can see, quite clearly we've been in this downtrend for some time. Been making lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So we're in this downtrend. And although we were making higher lows here, which was good, obviously with all the uncertainty and generally the bearish trend in the market, everyone was expecting, most people from a technical perspective at least, they were expecting basically Bitcoin to bounce around like this and then continue the wider macro trend, which was this downwards momentum that we saw from this huge sell-off on the 19th, obviously. But from what we can tell, Bitcoin is reversing. It's from a technical perspective, obviously fundamentals could change at any time in terms of, fear and sentiment in the market. So we're currently in still quite a precarious position in our opinion for Bitcoin. But our price target, we do really want to see Bitcoin get back above this 42k level. I do think if this is possible and we can get back above this 42k level, I do think we're going to be golden for continuation to the upside. Just because obviously, as you can see, ever since all of this started, this basically all happened once we broke down below this 42k level and we had this huge sell off to the downside. As we can see, massive volume so massive that it's actually linking up with my candle wick here. As you can see, it is the red cross of volume death. But as we can see, ever since then, Bitcoin has technically been making somewhat higher lows, and now we've got this break to the upside with this little ABC reversal wave that's broke through this historical resistance we've been under for about 3 weeks now. We're feeling much more confident. It's really nice to see Bitcoin actually making having some nice green days. And if you look at the daily candle or the daily candles or the weekly candles, you can see we're actually having some very nice green candles right now. So things looking very nice for Bitcoin. Congratulations to anyone who bought the dip here, because you would be up a very, very nice amount, 32% right now. Very, very nice little trade that would have been if you just bought the dip here and then basically rode it out till now. But it does look as though we're breaking out for Bitcoin right now. As we said, we have broken out of some very nice levels of resistance. Not only have we broken out of here, but we've also broken out of this level here. So obviously we're bouncing in and around this next level here that we're looking to conquer around 41k. It seems as though we've wicked down pretty perfectly off of the 41k level, as we can quite clearly see here. And personally, in our opinion, we would like to see Bitcoin actually retrace somewhat so that we can retest the breakout that we have confirmed here. Basically off the top of this resistance, because we flipped it. We basically broke the resistance. Now we want to flip it into support. And obviously, if we could coincide nicely with basically moving to the upside as well. So that would be very, very nice to see. It's nice to see Bitcoin having some green days, because this is great for the whole market as a whole, obviously. Altcoins in a general have been bleeding over the past week heavily against the US dollar and against Bitcoin, pretty much as a general rule. So we do want to see Bitcoin heading up again, because all this sideways chop in this bearish kind of sentiment that we have for the market right now is basically causing a lot of altcoins to bleed, because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And I do think people are taking their money out of altcoins and putting them into Bitcoin right now. The only concern that we do have for Bitcoin currently is that the volume is still pretty low. As we can see at the bottom here, the volume has been consistently quite low ever since we saw this big breakdown in the market. And I think this is probably quite normal considering the amount of fear that there is in the market, but we are slowly starting to pick back up and get a bit more upwards trajectory now. We do want to see some more strength in the market so that we can confirm these breakouts to the upside a bit more strongly, because obviously we don't want to see like tiny little breaks to the upside followed by big downswings, because we generally want to see these break to the upside very strong so that we can continue in the future. So we're feeling pretty good about Bitcoin at the minute. It's very nice to see it breaking to the upside. Short-term price prediction, we do really want to see Bitcoin coming back down and retesting some of these levels here as support so that we can continue upwards. Because then what we'd be seeing is this A, B, C, D, and then hopefully this E wave will be the one that takes us past these resistances here. And then if we can get back above this 42k level, as we've been saying, 42.5 according to this wick here. If we can see this, we do think things are going to be golden for continuation. This is what we really want to see. And I think this is what a lot of people are waiting for, because as you can see, if we just ignore the bull flag that we painted here, we've basically been just chopping around inside this channel here, basically in between this 31k level and the 42.5k level for basically around almost a month now. So I think with record numbers of stable coins on the side, I think Tether, the market cap of Tether right now is around 60 billion. The market cap of USDC is around 25 billion. So there are literally record numbers of stable coins sitting on the sidelines right now. There's probably quite a lot of them on exchanges waiting for basically to get back into the market. But because of the general sentiment in the market currently, it does seem as though people might be afraid to get back in currently, which is probably also part and parcel of the low volume. So short-term price prediction, we do really want to see Bitcoin retest these levels here at around 38k as support. And then we could see that E wave that potentially takes us out of this. And as we've always been saying, long-term price prediction, we do think Bitcoin's easily going to head up over 100k by the end of the bull run. We don't think the bull run is over by any stretch of the imagination. I think we're just having an extended cooling off period. We did get very, very overextended if you take a look at the wider chart. As we can see here, we did basically go, we went up very, very fast. We did get this, as you can see, this quite clear wick off distribution area. Then obviously we've got this big sell-off. Now it looks as though we're consolidating in this area here of this previous swing high and swing low area. So in our opinion, if we can get back above this 42.5k level here, as we can see, if we break through this previous swing high resistance, we do think we're golden for continuation, and we're probably going to continue upwards like this. So as we said, long-term price prediction, we do seriously think Bitcoin's going to be well over 100k by the end of the bull run. We don't think the bull run is over, and once we get back up to this 42.5k level, we do think that we're probably going to continue very nicely to the upside as well. It seems quite clear to us that I mean, if you just look at the world, the amount of bullish news coming out for Bitcoin right now, I mean, an actual country adopted Bitcoin as a sovereign currency. I mean, a few years ago, I mean, if someone told you that a few years ago, you'd be like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is never going to happen. It's going to take years and years and years for this to happen, but it has happened, and it looks as though other countries may follow suit. So there's an unbelievable amount of bullish news happening for cryptocurrency right now. There's never been a better time to be in the space, in my opinion. It does seem as though in the next 5 or 10 years, crypto is going to do extremely, extremely well. We are crypto maximalists for a reason. We do believe that crypto is going to do it fantastically well. We're still very, very early, and we do think Bitcoin, I mean, there's just hundreds and hundreds of institutions that are just going to be piling into Bitcoin over the next few years. The fundamentals are so, so bullish. So in the short term, obviously, things like this can happen because cryptocurrency is super volatile, but it's always important to remember that in the long term, Bitcoin has always won historically. And I think if you're buying quality altcoins or quality Bitcoin, obviously, then you're probably going to do very, very well in the long term. So short term is always hard to know. Anything could happen because there could be, you know, any kind of FUD, fear, uncertainty, or doubt in the market. But obviously in the long term, I think we'll always win. So that's our update today, guys. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please let us know down in the comments section below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can keep up to date with all of our videos. Remember to comment down below and be subscribed to enter into our brand new monthly giveaway for a hardware wallet. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, please sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, or sign up to YouTube membership by hitting the join button right next to the sub below this video, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're offering coin calls, one-to-one access to us personally, insight into our personal portfolio, daily research of crypto assets with massive potential, and access to our brand new 100x portfolio. With so many benefits, you might as well check it out below. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks with Webull by signing up and then depositing $100 using our link in the description below. You could quite literally deposit the $100, get your 2 free stocks and then withdraw the money, so there's no reason not to do that, and they could be valued all the way up to $1,600 each, but don't forget to actually deposit as well after signing up, otherwise you won't receive the second stock. Scammers get worse every day, so make sure to protect yourself and your crypto online with PureVPN. Sign up below for some big discounts. You can get access to block content and protect yourself from phishing scams with super low monthly payments and high quality speeds. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.